Hello everyone and welcome to Gallantry, a program of the military that showcases its achievements, its sacrifices and its operations across the country. Data feeds are coming through in one place simultaneously on our social media platforms. You can look up for any military stories that you may find interesting. But today we are dedicating this episode to the gallant soldiers. In this documentary you will be watching the sacrifices they have made to keep man in Nigeria safe.
The life of an average member of the armed forces is filled with confusion, sacrifices, and silent victimization, both from within and outside our homes. While we are seen in public as symbols of courage and strength, behind closed doors, we are slowly fading shadows in the lives of those we fight to protect, including our very own families. From northwest to northeast, north central to the corners of the southeast, southwest, and south-south, they have fought with staggering courage, paying a price few can truly comprehend. Amidst remarkable operational victories lie solemn sacrifices, critical infrastructures lost, vital equipment destroyed, and brave souls forever changed. A captain caught in the firestorm of an RPG, a flight lieutenant grounded from the skies, a naval rating had his jaw shattered by a sniper's bullet, reclaiming speech through medical reconstruction. Another still harbors 2 bullets in his body, while many others who fought with unwavering will and courage paid the supreme price to secure Nigeria's future. The silent echoes of an unfinished war still linger. An RPG blast shattered his left arm and tested his resolve. Captain V. Tampere, like many others who bore the brunt, still stand ready to serve again.
I sustained injury while serving in the Northeast. By virtue of my commission, I was commissioned into the Nigerian Army Engineers, and naturally I became a combat engineer and an EOD personnel, that's explosive ordnance disposal personnel. So we deal basically with bombs, IEDs, clearing route of advance for advancing troops and all maneuver units. It was on our normal routine clearance during an operation they call Operation Ture Takaibango in 2021. So during that routine clearance, we were just returning from clearance of the route of advance of IEDs. Of course, we removed a lot. So while returning, we came in contact with Boko Haram terrorists, and the firefights that ensued in the process, I got injured when RPG was fired at my vehicle, and it charged through the vehicle. The shrapnels and all the fragments took out my left arm.
When enemy fire struck his aircraft, Flight Lieutenant A. Salihu took a bullet to the right leg. Though he remains grounded for now, but his gaze remains fixed on the skies.
We were deployed in Operation Fasanyama Sector 2 to quell the banditry and terrorist activities going in the northwestern part of the country. On the fateful day, which is on 2nd of February of this year, 2025, we were providing closer support for troops on clearance operation of the 1st Brigade. The troops came under contact and they requested for air support, and we responded swiftly. Upon arriving the location, we, as usual, identified the terrorists and engaged them accordingly. Unfortunately, the location was surrounded with high grounds. Some of the terrorists were hiding within rocks, and helicopters, as we know, are low flying and slow. And on that day, some of the rounds they fired at us got our aircraft. I was the gunner for that flight, and unfortunately, as the rounds hit the aircraft, one of the bullets got me on my leg. Immediately it happened, the aircraft was still under our control. So we hurriedly rejoined back to the airfield, that's the Katsina airport. An aircraft was waiting on standby to airlift me for medical attention.
A sniper's bullet tore through his jaw, silencing his voice. Through reconstructive surgery, he speaks.
Location, say they have started killing people, so we should go for rescue. As the gunner, I mount my gun on top of the armored personnel carrier. So we are on our way going. The vehicle leading is in-laws, while we now we are the backup with the armored personnel carrier. So on getting to one junction at Zonkua, before reaching where we are assigned to go, so the ammo cannon somersaulted and flew me out and land on my legs. That's how I now got amputated.
We are going to deliver some village that the bandits overpowered them in their community, so we went there to go and rescue them. In southern Kaduna, Operation Restore Peace. On the way, they laid ambush on us. Then they fired RPG on our vehicle. Then our vehicle then catch fire. I don't know that the RPG met me. Before I know it, I don't know that my leg is gone.
We are repairing Kotagad. Want to change the formation of the Kotagad. So there's a 3-wire pass on top of the Kotagad. Very close. But no, nobody knows that it's high tension. So we are trying to remove the forkpole that the normal used to hold flag. So we have removed the forkpole now. We want to use the new one that we bought for the new Kotagad. Not see the wire that is on top of our head. It's an high tension wire. So as I try to raise the pole with measure accord, that's why I touched the high tension and it shocked me. So instantly, my left hand died instantly. So when we were touching me, I was trying to save myself from the high tension. That's why we are pretty right hand on my leg, we are together. That's August 2022.
From Barichi Junction to Barichi border. So there I have an ambush. After we claimed the ambush finish, the later when we were on our way going to pick the weapon, the later opened fire for us for the fighting after we claimed the From there, they moved me to January. When I went they checked my leg, and then it's not doing what. They later asked me that this is already damaged. Please, can I have vision about this? Then they should report it. I asked them to report it. That's no problem. It's the part of job.
One fateful evening, we went for our evening games because we have a routine in the army where Tuesdays and Thursdays we do evening games. So we went to our brigade headquarters. That period, I think we had inter-battalion competition at such. So I was representing my unit, the Girls Brigade Garrison. I played football that very fateful evening. So there was a tackle on me. I noticed I couldn't get up off the field, and there was a sharp pain coming from my knee. When I managed to get up, I couldn't even get up. I had to look. All of a sudden, my kneecap broke. So I had a broken kneecap that evening.
I joined the service 1st March 2002. Sometime November 2002, we went for one inter-command competition at Benin. So it was there. Then I was playing taekwondo. So somebody then hit me on this leg. But what happened is that since that time, that was when I started feeling the pains from this leg. But I was still managing the leg like that to play all my games because I love games very much. So I was still using it to play my basketball, standing volleyball, and all the rest. But it was not actually well managed. So it was after 10 years of the incident that the leg was finally amputated.
Healing demands more than time, it demands intention. The armed forces of Nigeria have gone beyond the call, airlifting wounded personnel abroad for reconstructive surgeries and advanced care. Not every scar fades, but every soldier is seen and invested in.
Of course, when it happened, I was treated first at the military hospital in Maiduguri because I was first taken there for like a few days before I was referred to the reference hospital in Kaduna, that's 44 Nigerian Army Reference Hospital. And I spent close to 9 months there receiving treatments back and forth. And after a series of surgeries to reconstruct the hand, because the elbow was badly shattered and it affected, up to now it still plays a lot of limitation on the flexion and extension of the left arm. So after all the treatments in 44, there was need for me to go for an advanced treatment, and the military also supported that. The Nigerian Army approved a Medivac for me abroad. I was actually flown to Turkey for a reconstructive surgery on the left arm.
I was brought to Abuja, where I was admitted, and immediate medical attention was provided. My medical provision since my incident has been sufficient and adequate. The Air Force has really done a lot for me, and currently they are still doing a lot. So this incident has not deterred me in any way to continue serving my nation. As I speak to you, I am receiving intensive care at Cedar Crest Hospital here in Abuja. And also, in some few weeks from now, I should be proceeding to Germany for further treatment.
So when I obtained my injury, so at that process, the helicopter now come to rescue us, took us back to Maiduguri to receive some first aid and whatsoever.
I was admitted at the FMC, Lokoja. So from there, they did some operation to me. They removed 2 bullets, and I still have abdominal surgery, but I'm still having 2 bullets in me. So I used to go for medical checkup, because doctors say with time the flesh will be pushing the bullet. So when the bullet reach the stage that they will do the surgery, then before they will not do the surgery.
That was it, and I was rushed to a medical center where they did theirs, and after then I was referred to the National Hospital where I had double surgeries. Ever since then, it's been a kneecap replacement, but I have an implant in my knee till date.
I would say Nigerian Navy have done a lot. They've tried, because this is the second prosthetic I'm using. Yeah, they gave me the first one in Germany in 2017, and this one was given to me November 28, 2023, because the first one stopped working. So I want to say thank you to my superior officers, Chief of Naval Staff, Chief of Defense Staff, DMX. So I really appreciate for not neglecting me, like still giving me a little support. I really appreciate.
After the battlefield came a second mission, healing. The Defense Headquarters launched Recovery Through Sports, an initiative to rechanneling pain into power.
I am a beneficiary of the initiative of the current military administration under the leadership of the Chief of Defense Staff, that's General C.G. Musa, who deemed it fit to incorporate the welfare of not only the actively serving men, but also the welfare of the wounded in action personnel into his program. And that explains why a lot of us are beneficiaries of this Invictus Games Foundation, where we gain recovery from our injuries through sports.
Before, I don't know what the sitting volleyball is all about. But now I can play sitting volleyball, can do rowing, can sitting wheelchair basketball, wheelchair rowing, and so many games you talked about. Even table tennis, I can play table tennis now. So without even shaking. Before I thought that it's over.
Thank God for Invictus Games that come to Nigeria. They took me to Germany to go and play. That is when my recovery started. That is when I started developing, living normal life like before. Sometimes before, I don't even used to come outside because I'm ashamed. And I feel pity, I pity myself, which I don't even want to come outside to some people to see me. But the Invictus Games improve me, make me recover quick.
I thought that it is all over, that I will not be able to do what I used to do before. But as time goes on, I now found out that actually that there is so many abilities in disability. And then now I can tell you for sure, this amputation did not stop me from achieving whatever that I wish to achieve in life.
All of a sudden, I find myself not doing those things. It saddens me. Each time I think about it or watch other people do it, I feel that I'm supposed to be there. But ever since then, it has not been easy. It was never easy at all. I had this anger, bitterness in me. I didn't really want to go out most at times. So, but when I was introduced to the game, the sport recovery program, I felt quite all right. The very first game they introduced us was the sitting volleyball. And God knows that I have fallen in love with that game till date.
Service does not end with a wound, in silence or speech, on legs or wheels, in pain or peace. They still stand for you, for Nigeria, for duty.
Support the military in every way you can, with words of encouragement, prayers. Of course, there might be some reasons where some people have reservations against the military, but what the military stands for is the security of the nation, and that is our primary goal.
Nigerians can support the military or the fight against insurgency by giving information at the right time.
Gratitude pours in for the Chief of Defense Staff, General C.G. Musa, OFR. Their salute is not for medals, but for his steadfast commitment to their welfare.
I thank him so much, because if he's not there, who is going to be there to support us? But I thank him for taking me to Germany.
The armed forces have been of very good help to us, and I sincerely wish to thank our CDS for what he has been doing for the wounded soldiers in Nigeria. It is very, very awesome. Also, I forget to thank my CAS, that is the Chief of Air Staff as well. You know, he has been taking care of us as well.
Well, I really want to say a very big thank you to the Chief of Defense Staff, General C.G. Musa. He has taken the wounded soldiers to be his top priority. Anything that has to do with wounded soldiers, he doesn't joke with it. The welfare, the well-being of our well-being, he takes it to be his number one priority. So I really want to appreciate him for his good, wonderful work and his support.
For the man still bearing bullets within him, for the one whose voice was stolen, yet whose spirit rose louder than ever, for all who lost something on the battlefield but found something greater in recovery. Though they came from different regiments, different missions and moments in battle, they share one prize. Some lost a limb, others lost both. Each carries scars etched not only in flesh, but in memory. For many, it was not a return to war, but a return to purpose. They may have left the front lines, but they remain soldiers, strong, steady, unbroken.
I am Major General M.G. Kange, Director, Defense Media Operations. The Armed Forces of Nigeria, no doubt, have made so much sacrifices. And what we require from Nigerians is to ensure that the needed support is given to the troops in the field. As we all sit and lie in our houses in the comfort of our rooms, enjoying with our families, these gallant soldiers are in the field, under the weather, walking the desert, into the rainforest, trying to make sure that Nigeria come out of all forms of insecurity. And what we need actually is support from all Nigerians.
So please, Nigerians, if you cannot love the soldier, then at least show compassion. Love us for the sake of our wives who wait endlessly. Love us for the sake of our children who only see us in frames. Love us for the sake of the country we are dying for. Despite the ridicule and discrimination, we still love you. We can't stand by and watch you suffer, not because we are commanded to protect you, but because it is in our blood to do so.
Members of the Armed Forces of Nigeria has done a lot to secure and unify our dear country, Nigeria. Some of them has paid the supreme price, while many others have sustained permanent body injuries. Therefore, I call on well-meaning Nigerians to appreciate the sacrifices of our gallant officers, men and women of the Armed Forces of Nigeria by showing them love, care and support where necessary. I want to thank the Chief of Defense Staff, Armed Forces of Nigeria, General Christopher Gwabi Musa, OFR, for his unrelenting efforts in projecting the activities of the Armed Forces of Nigeria to the general public. For comments and feedback, you can reach us through our emails and social media handles as shown on the screen. Thank you.
Very touching indeed. But those are the sacrifices made by our gallant soldiers. With that, we ask for your support in any possible way to keep their hopes alive and to keep our country strong, united, and peaceful. I am Gimba Umar. Bye for now.